Hello and welcome to Kitchen Counter Crafts. If you like this video, would you please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I've been wanting to do a video of brown inks because I'm kind of obsessed with the brown ink and the way that brown inks look on cream colored paper is just gives that whole vintage vibe that I'm after, and I don't know, just love brown inks. I have not done a video on them though, so that's kind of surprising to me. I thought I had, but I haven't. So I just recently inked up a pen with Taccia Cha, and really that's the one that I'm showcasing today. However, just so you can stay tuned, I've got Diamine Ochre, I have Walnut, I have Sepia, which I think I did a video on. If I didn't, my apologies, maybe I should. Scotch Brown, and Gingerbread, DeAtramentis. So I don't think I'm going to do all of these. I'm just going to take a look and see how this one does, and then I'll take it from there. And so stay tuned. All right, so one of the things I realized is I did do a review on Diamine Sepia, so I'm going to just put that in the description. But today we're going to talk about Taccia Cha. Taccia inks are actually made in California, which is really cool. They are kind of Japanese type inks, very saturated, very lovely, and just a lot of fun to use. So let's Taccia Cha, and I am using my Kakimori, and the nib is kind of like a medium size nib, and let's make sure you can see this. This is endless recorder, so it's tomoe paper, and usually there is no bleed in this, but we can just double check. There is no bleed. Perfect. And then let's take a look. Let's see. One thing I really love about the Taccia ink bottles is this big wide mouth, so you can see, especially for dip pen usage, it's really nice. So there we go. All right, so we can see that, and then a writing sample. All right, and then we're going to compare here. Make sure I've got a good amount of ink. There we go. And dry times. Then a water test. And I know that's been more than 10, but it's good enough. All right, so down here, I'm gonna actually put it in the dip, just so you can see a little bit more of the inky goodness. So I do want to point something out. So I wanted to get this ink because I love tea, and chai is tea. So when you order chai tea, you're actually asking for tea, and you can just ask for chai because that's what tea is. So this is Taccia Cha, which is also the same word, which is tea. So I love black tea, and this is what is giving me a really nice tea color, the kind of ink, or the inky, ink that I kind of want to see. So up here, while all this dries, I'll probably draw a teacup and then see you back in just a minute. All right, before I start doing some ink samples, I want to go ahead and use clean water to do a water test. Hopefully you can see that as it runs off the page. There's quite a bit of ink pickup with that, so not the best, I would say, to mail letters in the rain. And yes, that has happened to me and also to my pen pal, which is quite sad. All right, so we're gonna go with Diamine Ochre next. I was just trying to figure out which ones might lend themselves well, and I'm gonna also show you my sample of the Diamine Sepia here as well, in case you don't feel like watching the video, which that's fine too. Hope you do. All right, so this is Ochre. A lot more kind of coppery goodness there. Okay, and get that cleaned up. Now let's try, I think I want to try Gingerbread. Yeah, let's go with DeAtramentis Gingerbread. This is one of those DeAtramentis kind of exclusive inks. Don't worry about it though, it's literally a brown. DeAtramentis does this thing where they just kind of rename a lot of their inks, and they just kind of recycle the colors, but just call them something different. So this is very red. Okay. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do Sepia here so you can compare. So I literally have room for one more, and that's gonna be Sepia, just so I can compare these colors. Don't think I wiped my nib holder off. This is very watery. It's not normally like that. I don't know if you can tell, but that sepia is just that wonderful kind of walnut antique brown that I've been looking for, and so a really, really pretty color. Okay, so you can take a look here. All right, so everything's dried up a little bit. You can still see a little bit of wet here for Diamine, so it's taken a bit to dry, but pretty nice scattering of browns, don't you think? So the Gingerbread is the one that stands out in terms of red. That has a lot more red base to it. The Taccia Cha is just, I mean, it's just a kind of a perfect brown. And my little teacup up there, and it does have some shading, so just be aware of that. Actually quite a bit of shading. And then I think the Diamine Sepia is pretty light, but the ochre is not a bad connection. I don't know, I can't quite tell which one I like best. I think if you want something darker, go with the Cha. If you want something lighter, go with Sepia. It is pretty light, and I don't remember it being that light. So I guess a true sepia color if you've done genetics and looked at like crossing flies. So yeah, true sepia color, very, very, very nice. All of them are pretty nice. I do have my Waterman Expert with a medium nib inked up with Taccia Cha, so I'm gonna go ahead and give a little bit of writing with that, writing sample. All right, so there's that. So I don't know, which ones do you like better? And oh, by the way, but wait, there's more. I also did sampling of the same on Midori paper. So I don't know if you can tell, the Taccia Cha dries very nicely, almost kind of a reddish hue to that, but not as red as the DeAtramentis Gingerbread. You can also see how red that is. The sepia still hasn't dried yet. The ochre has a lot of darkness, so you can just really see those colors. Sometimes I can see them better on the Midori, just because I like looking at it on the cream color, which is really why I buy the brown ink. So let me know what you think. If you have some other browns that you're interested in sharing, I would love to know that as well. I'm going to zoom out so you can see both of them together. And which brown inks do you have? What are some of the browns that you're looking for? Maybe we can finagle one another into getting some more brown inks. So until the next video, bye.